Yeah, the dogs are doing dog things. The dogs are doing dog things. Ladies and gentlemen, new scene, new show. We're live.
We are live in
Live.
Alex Hunt's humble abode. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Anytime, man. How are you doing, dude? It's
Doing
Sunday.
great,
We're
man.
together, bro.
Doing
We're
great,
together.
man. Good
It's
to see ya.
Sunday.
It's been a
Chat,
great
how are
weekend.
we doing? It's a Sunday show. We're here. We're live.
We're live.
I was making sure we don't sound stupid because we
No.
got a new setup going on in here. I just got to make sure we don't sound bad.
Yeah, I get over here and Alex has all this tech set up and he's showing me all the stuff that he's done. And
Yeah,
I mean, it looks
guys,
great.
clap it up. Let's go, guys. We're here. We're live. The Guards won a series.
The Guards won a series since Wednesday. We have been hoping that we'd see a couple good wins out of them, and by golly, we sure have.
We saw some offense.
We saw a lot of offense.
We saw
a
some
decent amount of
offense.
offense, and I think we've also seen our pitching depending on some players, but Cobb, honestly, I think Cobb's really finding his own now, and I'm honestly really impressed with him. And I think that as
Boyd.
too.
No, Boyd.
What?
Cobb hasn't pitched.
Cobb pitched today, didn't he?
No, Boyd pitched today.
Was it Boyd?
Cobb's injured. He's on the 15th.
That's with his fingernail.
Yeah, his fingernail.
Dude, that's the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, come on. The fingernail is great.
Fingernail, really?
Come on, it's a fingernail.
Ridiculous.
We're nailing.
Besides that,
Boyd looked great today, though. You're right.
Besides
Boyd
that,
looked fantastic.
Boyd looked really good. Obviously, you mentioned the offense. Another offense, but in a different sport. Browns preseason saw a little bit of offense out of them. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. They played over in Seattle last night. It was a late game. Could not make it. Could not watch the whole game.
They had me yelling at fourth stringers at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I was like,
damn, Terrell, won the damn round again.
I was getting pretty heated too at some of those guys. Honestly, some of the Seahawks players. We'll get into that.
Yeah, that's a whole ball game for a whole different story. But how are we doing today, chat, too, as well? Come on, I see we got some viewers piling in. We appreciate you guys on the first live show we got ever. It's awesome.
We want to start doing this more. We want to hear what you guys think.
We want to do this more.
Yep.
We'll have maybe we'll change the setup a little bit. Obviously, this is a first time thing. I had a little vision. I tried to make it work. Honestly,
I think it looks great, man.
I think it looks great. We could bring it down a little bit if we wanted to.
Could we? Bring it down like, bring it down. All right. Oh, what are you doing, man? Showing my lap there. That's all right. I like it.
You want the lap up?
No, I don't care. I mean, it's fine.
Guys,
You pointed straight down.
We look at notes on our phones.
Yeah,
guys,
that's the only thing.
I want you to know that we look at notes on our phones. So sorry. We're the most ill-prepared people ever.
Yeah, I can't read script in my brain.
Yeah,
Need
we're
to say
good.
something.
We're good. I kind of like this. We got the Browns helmet in here now.
Yeah,
sure.
We
gotta show off the Browns helmet a little bit.
Yeah,
Some decor.
Alex has a lot of loot down here. I've been looking around and everything I mean, it's like a collectible item of some sort. Looking over, I see a bunch of Browns and Buckeyes stuff. I'm seeing these old school Pepsi machine and a
Terry Francona, Manager of the Year, baby.
Dude's crazy.
Manager of the Year, baby. Woo!
So this could become one of our homes. We mentioned the Thunderdome last week. This could become the Thunderdome. Yep. We'll see. We'll see.
So I got the blessing. We'll talk about the Guardians game. I got the blessing to go to the game on yesterday.
And on a Saturday, too.
Yeah, let me tell you, first and foremost, it was packed.
I bet.
Packed.
Especially for us, against the Rangers, too. I mean, they're a good team, obviously, but...
Well, it was Rock and Blast.
Oh, that's right.
It was Rock and Blast. So, and not only was there were so many people, but it was 13 to 2 at one point, and nobody moved.
Nobody moved.
Maybe 100 people left. Like everybody was glued. Everybody was watching. Like the back-to-back home runs. Everybody was cheering. It was great. It was awesome. I mean, the last 2 games I've been to were we slammed the Orioles and we slammed the Rangers.
When the offense plays like that, I mean, you want to watch. Whether you're at home watching or you're in the stadium, your butt is either glued to the seat or your eyes are glued to the TV. One or the other.
Absolutely.
You don't want to change the channel. You don't want to go. You don't want to go get a drink or use the bathroom because you might miss something else. Guardians are back right now. I think they're officially on the train. Upward right now. They're 3 games ahead of the Royals, I believe.
Yeah,
it's a good position to be in.
They're fine. They're good. They're basically exactly where they were in the division when we last checked.
I will say, like I said, good position to be in over the Royals, which is who we play tomorrow. We start a doubleheader tomorrow against the Royals in a 4-game series, if you will. And then we'll see them again in about 6 days after that.
Yeah, that's great.
Good turnaround.
It's perfect because it gives you a chance to control your own destiny, and that's what I've been talking about. Controlling your own destiny. That's what that's all they have to do. As long as they continue to win the games they should win the series that they should win, they're going to make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be either the 1 or the 2 seed just based on how good they've been in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. And we talked about at the halfway point, around when we started this show, I had an emphasis on All they have to do is go 500, and they're 22 games above 500.
Yep.
On the
That's
season.
it.
That's it.
That
and
was
that's
it.
basically all they've done because they're in line at 20 right now. They're 20 games above 500.
Yep.
That's a perfect. You're great. You're living life 20 games above 500 right now. You're feeling good.
You are, absolutely, especially with the roster that you have and, the bumps in the road along the way that you've ran into. But the main thing, I keep seeing a lot of people, they're like, well, how good it would be to get that first seed. Honestly, I'm just glad we're even at this point where, in the season. I'm glad we aren't, playing 500 ball, not even sniffing the playoffs, probably third in the division. That'd be embarrassing, and that's probably happening in another world right now. But in this world, we are at the top of the division. We currently have the 2 seed in the American League. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
If that's all it takes, if that's where we're at, that's fine. I don't want the 1 seed bad. I just want to be positioned to play somebody at home. We have the advantage going into the playoffs, especially, I was thinking about it today, that last series of the season against Houston, that's kind of like a pre-playoff series, if you will. You know what I mean? That's like one of the most competitive teams, and you get to play them right before the playoffs. You may even see them again a couple weeks later. You never know.
100%. 100%. I mean, the difference between who you're going to play being the 1 or 2 seed is so small in the sense of how good the team is.
Right.
Like, you get to a point where when you get to that echelon of teams where it's going to be like the Astros and the Twins or the Royals or both of them or whoever.
Probably both.
Yeah, probably both
both
at this rate. But there's really no difference in the power of team that, like, who they can be.
Right.
And you've beat, well, the Astros beat us, I'm pretty sure, but
Astros did beat us. Yes.
you could beat the Twins and you could beat the Royals.
Yep.
You could beat the Astros too, but
You can beat the Astros. The 2 teams that I really worry about the most are the 2 powerhouses of the East, which is Baltimore and New York.
I'm not worried about Baltimore.
I'm not
as
so much worried about them, but I know that they definitely will turn the heat up in the playoffs.
They can be scary, but what scares me is how pitiful they were last year.
Right.
They had so much high hope, and then they
fell
reminded me of the 2016 Indians, the Guardians
2016.
team. When we went to the World Series.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
They were young.
I was thinking something else when you were saying that. They were young and they had a lot of.
They were young. They weren't supposed to be where they were,
Right.
and they were just playing.
Right.
And the difference is that they literally lost in the first round.
Yeah.
And won, I think, 1 game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was a disappointing end, but obviously they have the firepower and playing in the American League East. Usually, in recent years, you get kind of I wouldn't say a free pass, but for the Orioles, I mean they were pretty bad for a couple years in a row. They were nowhere near the top like New York. Obviously, Boston won the World Series a few years ago. Tampa Bay and Toronto have both been really good. So Baltimore's definitely taken, I would say, the most reign in that division. But overall, they've definitely made a huge turnaround. I would rather play them than the Yankees, but the Yankees are another team that we'll always kind of struggle against them or have our woes against them during the regular season. But when the postseason comes around, it's 0-0. Regular season doesn't matter. It's what matters right then and there. And when we're playing at home too, oh my gosh, that stadium is so loud. I mean, like you mentioned in the last few streams, like the Francisco Lindor Grand Slam, one of the loudest fan reactions, in game. That was against the Yankees. I mean, no matter where you're at, even in the Bronx, if you're playing at Yankee Stadium, you're still going to get sold out crowd. It's going to be a dogfight no matter what. And as long as Blue's on your side, that's all that matters. Because sometimes you can't play that well, and you need a little bit of help from good old Blue.
Good old Blue, man.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the Yankees are the Yankees. They're gonna give me fits. They're always gonna make me mad, and they're always gonna
Make me so mad.
Yeah, they're always gonna make me mad, and knowing that they're always so good, it hurts. It hurts. This is definitely a weaker Yankees team. I know we didn't show it that much, but it's definitely a Yankees team that we can compete against.
Definitely.
100%. They caught us in a down slope.
I would say so. I would say, yeah, they caught us at probably the right moment that they really wanted to. They don't want to catch us when we're on a heater and drop another series. I believe we won the series against them earlier in the year.
Who?
Against the Yankees,
No,
Cleveland.
we lost.
Did we lose that one?
Yeah, we did.
So
we went to the one game that we got destroyed.
That's right.
We got
That's right. That was earlier in the
destroyed.
summer. Yeah, that's right. Alex brought me to a game. Oh my gosh, was that game? Not even just the game. I mean, the game was cool, but
No,
the
not that. That was
food-
the first one we went to.
Oh,
Not the first one.
Not
The second
food
one we went.
That's right. I don't remember who we saw for that one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know we lost.
We lost that too.
I know we lost.
But the food, oh my gosh, Alex gets hooked up when he goes.
That's I went. That's where I was.
Yeah.
You know.
Were you
where-
eating like crazy?
Of course I was. I was
What'd they
watching.
have?
I was watching Kill. They had like Philly
The same
cheesesteaks
stuff.
kind of stuff. They had a Philly cheesesteak thing going on at the chef's corner.
Ooh.
They had a meat lasagna at the one station. They had it was pretty good. It was pretty good. They had some chicken. They had some good stuff going.
Man,
They're
what about like ice cream? They have the same stuff for ice cream.
Yeah.
The strawberry.
The strawberry
Oh,
chocolate
man, yeah, that
ice
was
cream
fire.
sandwiches.
This dude ate like 2 or 3 of those ice creams.
I only had
last
one
time we
ice
went.
cream, and I had my pretzels, my cinnamon pretzels.
Oh, you gotta have those.
I had a couple hot dogs.
Couple hot dogs, gotta have them. Gotta have them.
We ate out. We picked out. We picked out.
If you're going, you gotta. I mean, don't eat anything during the day.
No.
Go to the game hungry, starving. Go to the game starving because you're gonna get fed. You're gonna be sitting in that seat. Oh my gosh! Like I felt like I was in heaven when I was there.
You're watching baseball. You're just sitting there. You're like,
Especially because the seats that hang over you give you a lot of shade, and you're like watching if you were watching on the TV, but like just on this big open screen. And,
Oh, yeah,
but
it's
it's
nice.
actually there, so it's a great time. Love those seats. You're lucky.
I watched John Kenzie Noel hit an absolute bomb.
Oh yeah, and you had a good angle of
yeah,
it too.
perfect trajectory.
Yeah.
What I realized is when he hits home runs, there's no error time on them. He hits missiles.
Missiles.
It was a 400-foot rocket, nuclear blast.
Dude.
It was insane. It was instant. The second it goes up, you're like, that is never coming back.
They call them the junk dunks or whatever. The junk dunks. That's so funny. Big Christmas. Big Crimmit.
Big Christmas. He
So
has been on a
legendary.
tear.
Yep.
Get another home run today.
12 home runs. Imagine what he would have done if he wouldn't have gotten sent back down earlier in the season, which he needed. I think he really needed that. But I mean, yeah, he came onto the scene after being in Columbus and has totally earned himself a seat, a spot on the regular season roster and postseason roster. I don't think there's any question or debate there, really.
Yeah. He has the same amount of home runs as David Fry.
Yeah.
And David Fry has been playing all year.
He's been Mr. Utility all
Yeah.
season.
And so if that puts it into perspective, this dude is launching nukes right now
Yep.
at an insane rate.
So, go ahead.
I was just saying, when I looked at the end of the Guardians game, obviously everybody was high-fiving, and the outfield went together to do their thing. And it was Quan, Noel, and Lane Thomas. And I was just like, if they can just be good, if they can just be their potential offensively, that outfield is so nice.
Right. I think that's what really kind of irks me is the whole Lane Thomas thing. He's a good guy. He's a great player, but
He's getting back to it.
he is, and I think he needed that confidence. He just needs a couple hits, and obviously, winning games is definitely a huge momentum boost for any player, regardless of how much you play. But for him, coming into a big, I would say, second, third half, fourth half of the season with a team that's contending, coming off of the Nationals, they weren't contending. Now it is really important for them to capitalize, and I hope that he continues to improve. I hope that he can. I hope that he can really show us all up, because I think a lot of people have been kind of harsh on him lately.
100%. And sorry, I was reading that.
I know. I was reading it too for a second.
I was reading it too. We got a question in there, but it's when the guards get into these stints, it's frustrating. Obviously, it's frustrating as a listener, watcher, a fan.
Yep.
It sucks.
Yep.
But from the question, obviously.
Oliver, Mr. Ollie.
Yes, Mr. Oliver. First and foremost, thank you for watching.
Absolutely.
Second off, if the guards make the playoffs, what's the first round matchup we want? That is a great question.
Absolutely.
That's a great question.
Thank you, Ollie. I'll let you share your opinion first.
It's a good question because
It's a loaded one too, though, because you got to really think about who is going to be positioned to play in that point.
Yeah, because you got to think they have to win the wild card game.
Right. It's tough.
So let me look. Let me take a peek real quick.
Take a peek. I know who I would prefer to play, but I think it's I think it kind of
I would prefer to play a Boston Tampa Bay team. If I'm being like if we got like Boston or Tampa Bay, maybe, and Tampa Bay is iffy. They always play us good. Or Minnesota. We've had our way with Minnesota. They beat us twice and we were on a downward. I think if we're feeling ourselves at all and we play against Minnesota, I think we beat them 7, 8 out of 10 times.
Yep.
I like the Twins, but if out of the division, I would be eyeing whoever, like, I'm looking at the bottom, obviously, the wild card and stuff, and it's Boston and Seattle, Tampa Bay are in that ring around the Rosie.
Right.
If I'm looking now, it's the Twins.
Twins, yeah.
It's the Twins. It has to be the Twins, but if either Boston or Tampa Bay, even Seattle get in there. Seattle has good pitching, though.
Yeah.
And they just got better offense.
Yep. They sure did.
I'm going with the Twins. I'll pick the Twins. If out of division, it's Boston or Tampa Bay.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the Mariners do scare me a little bit.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think Detroit's going to make it, obviously. It's really Boston. Boston and Seattle are kind of 5 games back in that spot. Yep. They're kind of just chilling there, just living
hogging a spot.
Yeah, they're not even hogging a spot. They're trying to get in.
All right, but they just are sitting there because it's the American League is not really
Central. It's the Central and the East.
What is the Central, right?
The Central and the East have 5 teams.
Yep.
5 teams. 5 of 6. Well, so you're literally like one other team from another division, which is going to be it's either the West or even if Boston gets in, which is the other team, then you're looking at a full sweep.
I would rather
besides Houston.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Honestly, I prefer, and maybe I would like to make this statement and then maybe come back to it in a week or two after we see this next series against the Royals and the following. I want to play the Royals the first series. I really think that would be a favorable matchup for us. I think with where the Royals are at, obviously they have a lot of great players, but I don't think they as a full team are at that point where they can make that kind of run or upset a kind of team like us in the first round. I think, sure, there's been teams in recent years that we've seen go on those kind of Cinderella, kind of what's going on type of season where they end up just keep winning against these teams. I know the Diamondbacks were one of those teams that knocked off the Dodgers, knocked off a couple really, really favorable teams in the National League last season. So I don't see that happening this year, and I don't see it being the Royals, if anybody. I think Cleveland would have their way with them. I think especially when we play at home in the playoffs, they're going to be no match for us.
Yeah, and that's really what comes down to is home field advantage and the fact that you have home field advantage if you win the division.
The division, man, need it. Need that division.
I agree with you because I have stated before that I think the Royals are definitely frauds.
Yeah.
Connected.
Bluetooth.
Whoa. Sorry, that was a little weird, but
Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's that thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Huh. But yeah, I mean, I called the Royals frauds earlier.
Yep.
I agree with it, and I still stand by it. I just how the Royals are and how we are, it just scares me a little bit that they might pull that Cinderella run off on us because I don't think the Twins can. I genuinely don't think the Twins even have a playoff mode. Like I don't think their team is like calibrated to be a playoff team and win a playoff series.
Yep, I agree.
So I would definitely pick the Twins over the Royals, but I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how we're in a situation where 3 Central teams are all sitting in the playoffs right now. You could not have told me that would ever happen.
Well, if it wasn't for, the Royals necessarily being as good, imagine they were, a 500, maybe a couple games over 500 team this year. Twins, I would expect them. They won the division last year. I don't expect them to have a huge drop off, so I expect them to still compete. In that scenario, I mean, it would be probably the Twins at 6, Red Sox, or Twins at 5, Red Sox 6, Mariners, Rays.
Yeah, I mean,
the Tigers. I mean, they're at 10. They're 65 and 66. Those teams. I mean, biggest surprise is honestly the Rangers fall off.
Their pitching just hit the fan, and their offense. I mean, Matthew Boyd just completely shut them down.
Their offense, it's weird, honestly, and I'm not going to get too into it because it's just not even a valuable conversation to have. The Rangers are just a weird case for this season after winning the World Series. So
there's always, I mean, both the teams fell off from the World Series, to be honest with you. But there's always one. One of the 2 teams always has a fall off year where they can't click it, whether they were just going all in for it or whether they were just not. I mean, it was just a fluke or whatever it may be. But
that's why I was I guess, confused as to why that's the case necessarily. You saw a lot of teams that went on to lose the World Series, make a pretty epic comeback the next season, and finally claim their throne the next year.
Yeah.
And I feel like as of lately, that hasn't really been the case. And a lot of teams, I'm pretty sure it's baseball. Every World Series matchup has been different. It not like matchup wise. Always different usually, but team-wise, every year, it's usually somebody different that's representing the conferences. So I kind of think that's a boost for the MLB, and I think that kind of helps them a lot because it changes the scenery. And, as much as we love sagas like the Golden State Cavalier saga in NBA and some of the Patriots sagas, I always loved seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Chiefs are kind of becoming that dynasty team.
Yeah.
So I think an MLB dynasty would be great, but at the same time, it's nice to see teams flip it up each season and give us something new.
Well, the MLB is just so weird because for some reason the way it's set up, teams just being consistently good is so hard because a player might have a crazy year one year, and then all of a sudden they come back the next year, and they're a shell of themselves.
Right.
Like, it's very hard to find consistent good players.
There's another good question there from Mr. Ollie.
Yeah, we got another question coming in.
I seen it as soon as it popped up. I'm watching, Ollie.
We're watching for these. We're watching, always watching. What NL teams do you guys think are the most dangerous to make a deep playoff run?
Deep playoff run. That's a great question, Ollie. Love it.
I do. I love that question because I was just going to get into the fact that we talked about the team slumping after getting into the World Series, but the Diamondbacks have made an insane comeback.
Oh, they have. Yeah.
They're a team sitting at the top at wild card spot now.
Yep.
A team that wasn't even sniffing the playoffs, I believe, halfway through the year.
I mean, just like a month and a half ago, I mean, they were considered like, wow, like
what
10 seed, and now all of a sudden they're the 4 seed, and they are comfortably 75 and 56. You've got to be kidding me. I think they were just around 500, if not maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 games above 500. No more than that. That's pretty crazy. See, Ollie, you said a little biased, but you'd like to see Milwaukee go deep.
Yeah. Listen,
I know Ollie lives in Milwaukee now, so I think he's picked up that that fan.
It's rubbed up
love,
on him a little bit. But listen, they're our Midwest friends.
They are.
For some reason, the Guardians and the Brewers are friends, and so they have it was weird, but nonetheless, I have nothing. I would love to see the Brewers go deep. I would love to see the Brew Crew go deep.
Yep,
I would be all in on it.
Yep, I agree. I like the stadium.
I think the Yelich news hurts a little bit for sure. I do. I definitely think that was not a fun pill to swallow.
No, not at all.
But that's definitely a good team. I mean, even we say that, and they swept us.
Right.
Without him, so
they absolutely embarrassed us.
Yeah, they did. Embarrassed us. Absolutely embarrassing. So,
anyways, back to the National League deep playoff run prediction. Alex, who's your team that you think could make a deep playoff run in the National League? Think about this one, too. Really think about this. I want you to ponder this for a second. I don't necessarily have my choice yet.
Does Atlanta ever get Acuna back, or do we know? Is he out for the whole season?
I think he's out for the season.
Well, then it's not the Braves.
Hey, Max.
There's Max. Max.
Hey, buddy.
Max is making a special appearance.
What up, Max?
Guys. Max the cat is here.
I can't not say hi to the cat. You got to be kidding me. What a nice guy.
I know. Max is a good guy. He just wants some love. He's trying to see what's up.
Max, how about you hop on your tablet and watch the stream,
dude,
buddy?
Max, get up in here, bro. I know you got some good intel. You've been watching the league for so long now.
Hey, man, what up?
I like if it's. I mean, the Brewers was a good choice. Other than that, I mean, honestly, the Diamondbacks, with how the Diamondbacks have looked and how scary good the lineup actually is, I mean, I kind of like them again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad pick. Phillies bats the last few years have been getting hot in October. It could be the Phillies' year.
Dude.
That's another good point to look at.
Could it be the Phillies' year?
It could be the Phillies' year this year. It really could be.
I agree.
It could be the Phillies' year this year if their bats pick up hot.
Phillies bats the last few years have been getting cold in October, is what Ollie says.
Hot in October.
How? Did I say hot?
Yeah.
Did I say cold?
That's why I was just talking. It says hot.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was just
got
talking.
you.
Yeah, I read it. Don't worry. I got you, Ollie. Got you.
This guy's on top of it.
I got you. Anywho.
Yeah,
I mean, if the Phillies bats get hot, they're dangerous. I mean, yeah, the Diamondbacks. I like the Diamondbacks. I think the Diamondbacks have a good team again, and they just got their pitching back a little bit, so they're getting hot again. I mean, yeah, I like the Diamondbacks. I really hope. Listen, in a perfect world, the Brewers face the Guardians in the World Series, and
Milwaukee, Cleveland,
and Ollie, we come visit you in Milwaukee.
We do a live show.
We go to the game.
We do a live show.
We go to the game, and we do the live show.
Dude, that'd be insane.
World Series. The Midwestern folks.
When was the last time Milwaukee was in the World Series?
That's an Ollie question.
That is an Ollie question. Ollie, please let us know in the comments.
Please drop it down. Drop the year down. Give us some knowledge.
Because I think, I don't know, man.
What do you think?
I'm just thinking about the teams. I mean, you obviously mentioned the Phillies. Diamondbacks have made a really, really, really impressive run. There's two teams that really stand out to me, honestly, in this whole National League race. I think a team that could be one of those
potentially never.
Wow.
Damn. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh because that's not funny.
He's a Cleveland fan
That's
at heart,
funny.
though, so he knows.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ollie. It's kind of fucking funny.
Ollie knows from a Cleveland fan standpoint the pain and misery, so I'm sure he's optimistic about it. But back to what I personally think might be a big surprise would be the San Diego Padres. Now, they haven't been a threat necessarily.
Oh, my God. I hate the Padres.
Listen. The Padres have been at an interesting point in the season. They're 74-58 currently. They're sitting in the 5 seed. If everything goes their way and they end up playing a team like, say, the Brewers, say the Phillies. Phillies scare me. I don't want to play the Phillies if I'm them. If I'm playing the Brewers or if I get matched up against a team like the Diamondbacks, I mean, honestly, you are hoping that you get to play game 1 at home. I don't think that you would in this scenario because I think the top 4 in the National League are probably going to be set the rest of the season. I don't see many of those teams kind of changing position, but nonetheless, San Diego definitely would be an interesting pick. But my main pick here that I would think makes the deepest run would be the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they are going to be absolutely Logan.
I know. I was waiting. I was politely waiting to tell you, Logan, listen. I don't think that there is a viewer that's going to enter this chat that is going to ever tell you that the Yankees are going to win the World Series. Because if the Yankees win a World Series, it's a bad. I'll take Logan. Exactly. Ollie knows what's up. I would rather watch the Brewers win. I would rather the Brewers beat the Guardians in Game 7 again than watch the Yankees win a fucking World Series. Because it just hurts my soul to know that Yankees fans get any kind of enjoyment in their lives for like an entire offseason.
Trust me, man. It's miserable. I hope the same thing. I'm really, really hoping that we don't see the Yankees in the World Series this year.
Sorry, Logan. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
We had to mention that real quick. Alex had to. He had to let you know. You know how it is. But anyways, Phillies deep run. Who's that at me?
That was at you too. That was at all of this. This whole thing is a boo.
Well, let me boo you.
Yeah, here. You want to boo me? Praise him up. Get him up.
Diamondbacks suck.
Fucking ridiculous.
Anyways, Phillies.
The Phillies are dangerous, man. But dude, we're sitting here not even talking about the Dodgers.
No, I know, but the Dodgers just. I don't know, something about the Dodgers.
Well, they always choke.
I can't take them
still,
seriously.
We have to talk about them.
They do. Yes, we do. So, obviously, the Dodgers are currently sitting atop of the National League at 78 and 53. I mean, they have the most wins in the league right now, so they're definitely.
They do this every year, though.
Well, right, they do. They end up 105, 108 wins, and you're like, man, the Dodgers, and then they end up playing the Padres. Watch the Padres play them and knock them out in the first or second round. That would be insane.
I hate those. That matchup is like, it makes me sad.
Yeah.
I hate both teams. I want them. I wish they could just eliminate each other in Game 7.
I get it.
It's like
no one wins.
No one wins. The Brewers go to the World Series.
Brewers take they just take the.
Ollie gets his dream.
Ollie just wants something to do now that he's in Milwaukee. He needs something to do in October.
Yeah, that's true. The Bucks aren't sniffing the
Bucks
NBA championship anytime soon. So
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, I guess Green Bay is somewhat close. Hey, Packers.
All right, I'll give you that. The Packers are pretty good.
Packers.
I drafted Jordan Love, so actually
I want to draft Jordan Love.
If you talk to him,
hey, we were talking about that on Wednesday.
I got him.
Good.
I won him. Good. I wanted him, so I got him.
Good.
I did.
Hey, Max, what's up, buddy?
Dang, we got an influx of viewers. What's going on, guys? I see we got people joining in. How we doing? Everybody feeling good? Don't forget, drop some questions down below. We love the conversation. We always love to talk.
Absolutely. Love the banter. Love to hear it.
Bucks stink. Yeah, it's okay.
That's basketball, man.
That's basketball. See, we're at a period of time in the show where like we don't even like to acknowledge basketball because it's like
there's too much going on.
There's just too much going on. You got the NFL season so close, and you have the MLB season just literally picking up because now all these games matter.
Sorry, man. Max is just too cute over there.
Green Bay is sneaky NFC North. Future ticket, I think.
Future ticket,
yeah. Yes. You're right. Listen. As long as you guys just beat the Bears consistently, because I hate the Bears too. As long as you beat the Bears consistently, I don't care.
Hey man, Detroit.
I don't care. I like Detroit. I hope Green Bay. Detroit deserves the same thing the Browns do.
Oh yeah,
they deserve.
Sure.
I don't care what the Lions do. If the Lions want to win a World Series, so fucking be it, because they deserve. They really fucking deserve it.
I agree.
So do we, to be fair. But like, yeah, they're just as down bad as we are. Is Angel Reese gonna end her career a Hall of Famer? What's wrong with the Bears?
Who's AAA Hunt?
Oh, that's Aaron.
Is it? How many
How
licks
many
does
licks
it
does
take? Aaron.
Honestly, Aaron, that's a loaded question.
That is.
All right, let's start. I'm going to start with this one. The Bears, I fucking hate the Bears. I don't like Caleb Williams. They drafted that bum. And now here we are. That's what's wrong with the Bears. Is Angel Reese going to be a Hall of Famer? You have a better chance. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that because I'm on air. But
Angel Reese is a dog, though.
Dude, the fact... All right, listen. I'm just mad at the WNBA because the fact that Caitlin Clark isn't in the Olympic team just simply because she brings the most fans to basketball. The fact that they can't see that like they have like the like LeBron personality in their WNBA and they're just not tapping into the full potential.
It's because they don't have the creative minds that.
I just don't get how a company that loses money talks so much about how much they need to get paid more.
Ooh, that's a loaded topic right there. Yeah, we could talk about that all day.
And it definitely takes about 3 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's at how? Yeah, 3. I don't know. For me, I don't eat those, dude. They taste like crayon.
Get off
paper.
the show.
Tootsie Pops?
Get off the show.
No, never. I'm here. I'm here to stay.
Right, whatever. Yeah, all right. Listen, I don't even know what if you want to continue talking about any of these, but I don't like the Bears. Angel Reese is just not as popular as Caitlin Clark.
Of course, Logan's bringing Angel Reese up.
Of course, Logan is. Logan brings all of the controversial topics into our show. That's all he does. He just talks. He talks. I mean, listen. The first thing he said was the Yankees winning the World Series. Nothing else matters.
Nothing new there. I was waiting for him to. He does a daily.
He always checks in. He always comes in and talks. I'm surprised he didn't say anything about Aaron Judge, which, by the way,
is Aaron Judge gonna hit the most home runs?
Probably. Every time I look on MLB, the app, it's always just Aaron Judge, the homer number 652. It's like, what the fuck?
Hey, man.
They just throw him fastballs. Why are we not intentionally walking this guy?
I got another question from Ollie.
Last question. What Browns team is going to show up to start the year? Bad vibes at the moment for the boys. Listen, no, it's great. It's great vibes, and I'll tell you why. The Browns went 3-0 and proceeded to go 0-16.
Yeah. Yep.
They went 0-3.
They did.
That can only mean one thing. That's how I'm going to answer that question. Now, how they show up in the beginning of the season, now that's a different question because Deshaun didn't play, which obviously I told my take. I don't think one drive in a preseason game means anything anyway. If he was going to play a quarter, now that's different.
I agree.
If he's playing a quarter, then yeah, I would have played him. But obviously, I don't like the soreness thing that's going on. I hope that's just an excuse for him not to play.
Yeah.
But
it's tough, man, honestly.
You have Jerome Ford got announced as your running back one.
Yep, to start the year.
Dude,
he's a dog. I think he's really going to be a good filler for Nick Chubb while we start the year, especially against a tough team with a tough D line and the Cowboys. What?
Nothing. I'm in a fantasy football league with Johnny, and he just said, is picking the Browns defense in round 8 a bad play?
What? Pick him.
Oh, no, he did. He picked him.
Good.
I was going to pick him. Johnny, you know how I feel about that one.
The Browns defense is
I still have
top 3.
I got the Ravens defense, and I'm still mad at you that I didn't get the Browns defense because that's how good I think the Browns defense is.
Oh, yeah. Dude, especially when you have the Browns defense, then it really makes a difference when they give up points because then you're like, all right, well, now my day's ruined and my team's ruined.
And that's the thing about the thing about the Browns is last year I had the Browns defense on my fantasy football team, not the same league with Jay, different one, but
different league, Jay.
Yeah, different league. This one's for more money, Jay. But I had the Browns defense, and they literally won me games. Like, they won me games. The vibes were so high when the Browns defense did good. But, when the Browns defense did bad. Did I want to shoot someone? Because meant that we probably lost the game.
Yep.
So.
We had a fair amount of those last year.
100%. 100%. But Yeah, I mean, back to kind of, we never really actually touched on we kind of did, but the Guardians.
Oh well, yeah.
As
No,
a-
we were somewhat
we were,
touching
we
on
were
them.
touching about the team as a whole, but
I do want to talk about
individual.
the Texas series. Obviously, we mentioned Joaquin Noel having a huge series, multi-home run series.
That's big Christmas.
Jose looks like he's starting to kind of find his groove again. I mean, it's interesting because he has like on days and off days, and sometimes he has streaks, and sometimes he has cold streaks.
Jose's a baseball player.
He's just an all-around baseball player.
He's legitimately like he has his ups, he has his downs.
Every guy, yep, every player does.
He shows up when you need to. It always feels like he just somehow shows up when you need him to. Like he's just Jose, and that's what makes him the GOAT is the fact that he can just no matter if he's in a bad or an up, he just consistently comes into the ballpark, gets his job done, knowing that when his time to shine comes up, he's gonna shine.
Absolutely.
So and it's just like, yeah, Jose is gonna be Jose. I don't have a problem with it. Kwan's been getting a couple base hits.
Kwan's getting involved.
He's getting involved a little bit more, which obviously the second he gets involved, it's dangerous.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I'm trying to think. You got. Noel's been on a tear. Lane Thomas is actually starting to get a couple hits. Will Brennan has been going crazy.
Brennan's been doing.
He's been
really
on one of his tears.
Yep.
And that's always good to see. Josh Naylor ended his drought with a home run, so hopefully he can get it kicking again. David Fry hit a home run today.
Yep. We will get into the next couple or the previous two games that we missed.
Kwan's Johnny's boy. That's Johnny's boy.
Yep.
Kwan's Johnny's boy.
But game one of the Rangers series, we lost 5-3. I do want to mention Bybee pitched that game. He had 6 strikeouts, 4 errors, and 8 hits.
You
How
don't
do you
like
feel
to see
about
four.
that?
You don't like to see 4 errors.
No, definitely
Four
not.
errors. I mean, it's demoralizing as a pitcher, and I think it kind of happened to Boyd too in this game today, where Logan Thomas was running for a ball. Lane. Sorry.
Logan Thomas was the Washington.
Yeah, he's
tight
the
end.
tight end. Yeah,
I
that's
get
right.
it. It's
Lane,
Washington.
Lane,
I get it.
Lane Thomas was running for a ball, hitting the gap, hit his glove. He drops it. It would have got him out of the inning. They score a run instead. Like little things like that as a pitcher, like it hits you a little bit. It frustrates you, because especially when you play at the major league level
Right.
and you expect excellence.
Definitely.
When you're playing behind 4 errors and your defense doesn't feel like it's in it, it almost hurts as a pitcher because you're like, I have to be even better because now I need to get strikeouts because now I'm scared to even let them put the ball in play.
Absolutely.
Because now I don't even know if my team's gonna show up for me, and so yeah, I mean, nonetheless, Boyd's been insane. He had no hits going into inning number 4.
Boyd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got one reach on base. I think he had 1 error.
Boyd. Yeah. Well, and obviously we won. What?
I'm just saying, like he just came in and he's lights out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
2 of his 3
Yeah.
games have been 3-hit games.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's coming in, bringing in his accuracy.
Pinpoint. We needed someone to paint.
His control
Yep.
is insane. Me and my dad were talking about. My dad's obviously a big sports fan, and I'm gonna bring him back up a little later to discuss a topic with you. But we were just talking about. He goes, I've watched this dude pitch 3 times, and I love him. He goes, I love him. Everything about him. The way that he throws that fastball in at the hands, but it's still a strike, so it freezes you. And then he has such a good changeup and a slow curveball. He knows his pitches. He knows where to locate his pitches. He knows where to throw them, and he's accurate. And
He's the kind of guy we were needing.
yeah, he's
He
exactly
really
who you need. I mean, he got into the 7th, I believe, before he got pulled.
Yep.
So now they're starting to get him more pitches. He's starting to go a little deeper. So that's a guy that you need in October. A guy that the velo doesn't look pretty. He has 3 pitches. He maybe hits 92, 93. It's nothing crazy. You're not sitting there putting it on MLB. But when you know how to hit your spots in the major league and you're a professional pitcher with good spin rate, you're going to be successful.
Absolutely.
And that's what I see people like Josh Tomlin. He reminds me of like Josh Tomlin,
Yep.
who had a lot of good years with us. He threw no more than 92 miles an hour.
Never anything crazy.
But why? He had such a good changeup. He had such a good fastball. It's just when you have all you need is 3 good pitches. But if you could control all 3 of them at the same time, nobody's touching it.
Like, if you're in the majors, like, this guy came from the Tigers, obviously, and, you know, he was a starting pitcher at points, and he was dealing with injuries, but, like, this guy isn't just, you know, like, some generic pitcher. Like, he's in the MLB. He's, like, one of the top pitchers, you know, not in all of baseball, but he's one of the top pitchers in the top, you know, 10% of pitchers in the whole world that's playing in the National League. He knows how to play. It's all about unlocking that potential, and especially coming over from a team that you're familiar seeing, and it's not like a crazy, you know, change of scenery.
No.
But it's definitely going to take time to get used to your new, just kind of scenery, I guess. Like I said, change of scenery, new scenery. You got to get used to it. It's going to take a minute, and so for him to come in now at this point, once he got adapted to our system and kind of how we play our games and how our pitching works, I think he's really found a groove, and he's able to, I would say, confidently hold that 4 or 5 spot in our rotation, and that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we needed.
I mean, the Guardians went out of their way to get him, a dude that hasn't pitched in over a year, for a reason.
Right.
They knew something, they saw something. I mean, and by the way, they've had plenty of opportunities to see him playing in Detroit. They knew something. They knew that he's a dangerous pitcher, and they didn't want to see Detroit get another one because they would have had 3 of them.
Right.
So, and you get him at a discount because he hasn't pitched, and it's all unknown. His whole career has kind of been a big unknown. He's never settled in, and now he has a chance to settle in with a team that has potential to go to the World Series. It's a lot easier to settle in on a team like that than it is a team that's bottom of the barrel.
And that's why I felt like it was important, you know, not obviously to go out and make a bunch of trades or a bunch of acquisitions, but to make the right acquisitions so that these guys can come in at this point, have the time that they need to acclimate to, you know, game speed again. Obviously, they haven't played in a long time and are, you know, trying to come into their own again, you know, with this point in the season being as late as it is. This is now the perfect opportunity for them. I think a lot of them are taking advantage of that. Hopefully Lane Thomas can continue to produce and, you know, really earn his role out in the outfield.
Yeah.
But pitching wise, great stuff out of Boyd, and hopefully Cobb can come back from his little fingernail issue and start throwing some heat. One guy I do want to mention as we're on the topic of pitching, possibly an all-time season, possibly potential Cy Young candidate, Manuel Clase, as a closer. Struck out. He has 52 strikeouts in 60 appearances. He got his 38th save of the year today, and he's got a .6 ERA, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
And a .6 WHIP.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and I'll be the first. It is absolutely ridiculous.
For those of you that don't know, like, the necessarily ERA or WHIP, those are really, really, really low numbers, and that's good. You want really, really low numbers.
Yeah, I mean, and when I mean really low, I mean no one's
close.
No one's even sniffing that. And obviously, he's a closer. He doesn't get the same amount of innings as a starter. But when you just look at pure dominance throughout an entire year, because it just didn't stop.
He hasn't stopped. He hasn't slowed down. Sure,
No.
He's had 1 or 2 slight error moments that haven't impacted anything statistics-wise, just overall outcome of the game-wise. He's unstoppable. Got a new subscription.
Oh, snap.
There we go, Elliot. Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
you. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay, nice. I forgot that it showed up like all like
I
that.
saw it immediately, and I was
that's
like,
awesome.
Whoa.
No, that's sweet. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate the love from everybody. The show's been going great.
Yes, sir.
It's fun. It's nice being here, man.
It
It's
is,
nice
dude.
being
This
able
is a
to
great
talk.
time.
It's nice
Yes.
being able to talk to you and just, we get to be more real with you guys, Dom gets to actually see the chat.
Right.
And
I
actually
love seeing the chat.
He gets to read the chat. He gets to see the people. We get to feel the energy here. And yeah, I mean, the Guardians. Hopefully, obviously we're hoping that this is an upward trend, especially now that you're going into the Royals series. That's so crucial.
Right.
You're really hoping that you pull the trigger and you can get something going here, and you can get a little streak, because yeah, if you can get going right now,
Oh, yeah.
you're basically would just plant your flag as we are winning the winning the Central.
Winning the Central, no
That is
doubt.
us. So
No
that's what
doubt.
that's what you're really looking for. That's really what we're looking for. We're
And
looking
with a player like Clase, closing it out, and hopefully we talked about starting pitching. Hopefully they, as a unit with the bullpen, can all work together, and we can have a monstrous postseason.
No, absolutely. It's all a waiting game. I mean, baseball is
All a
always a
waiting
waiting game. We say it every single time.
Yep.
We inch closer, but it's still a waiting game. You can't. It might come down to the last game of the season, and so it's baseball. You take the ups with the downs with the ups, and you just hope, since it's been more of a down, that coming into a new month, going into September, you can start to bring that trajectory up just a little bit.
Start trending
Just a
upwards.
little bit. Because if they can hit one more good streak, good week, 2 weeks,
Yep.
where they just go on a good win streak,
Yep.
say they win 8, 9 of 10, like you're depending on, and especially with who you play, you could potentially be 7 games up in the division with
Right.
2 weeks left in the season.
Yep.
Now you're a week of games, maybe even more, because you're not going to play all 7 days.
Right. Right.
So you're talking about being more than a week up in 2 week period of time. Now you're golden.
Yep.
And the Guardians they need to get to that, the 5-6 number. If they can get in going into the September, if they can be in like the beginning of September, 5-6 games. That's my call. If they're 5-6 games up, you're confident, because that's a week worth of games.
The next 2 weeks are the biggest weeks. 2 series against the Royals, 3 games against the Pirates. What was that? 15 games in total.
Yeah.
Have to go.
Because the Royals is a 4-game.
Have to go
a 3-game.
10-5, 9-6, something like that. Because especially with the Royals, you only want to drop maybe 2 to 3 maximum. 3 maximum.
You have to
in
win
total.
both series in
You
that
do.
game. You
Yep.
have to win both series, and obviously, you have to win the series in total.
Mhm.
So if you win 2-1 and 2-2, and you win 1+1, like, as long as you come out of it with a game ahead of them in the standings, you're good.
Yep.
You're good.
Yep.
And then you got the Twins for one more series, obviously.
The White Sox.
You have the White Sox for one more series, which, as much as we want to chalk that up as a W, is
Never easy.
never a certain thing with the Guardians and
Right.
the White Sox.
It's
but-
ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, you got your, once again, this Ranger series was a big emphasis on a series you needed to win, because yes, they went to the World Series last year, but they're just not the same team, and you needed to, and we beat them last time. So
Yep.
you win, another AL team that you win the series against in the season.
Yep.
All that at the end of the day, those wins come into effect. Winning against the Mariners, winning again, like all those series, and Boston too. Winning those series can come a big way, especially down the stretch, because even if the Guardians for some reason don't win the division, when you get into the wild card, if you're tied with the team, it comes down to head-to-head, and you want that win. You want that head-to-head against those teams.
Absolutely.
So,
And that-
big wins.
That kind of takes us to the end of our guards conversation there.
Yeah.
Great way to kind of end it off. Our outlook for the next
Well,
2
I'll-
weeks. So we'll see.
I will say I'll end it with this, because I wanted to bringing it back to talking to my dad earlier.
Yeah.
He mentioned to me that this team and how they've played this year and how good they could be, my dad said could potentially be one of the best teams he's ever seen besides 1995.
Wow, that's a pretty hot take
And
right
that's
there.
and
Got that hot take button up there.
Yeah, seriously. Where's the?
Which one? Yeah, I like that one.
What?
Dude, what is that?
I think we can.
Oh, we can make our own.
We can make a sound. Yeah.
Dude, that's actually sick. You did that right when Max walked in?
Oh, Max, I'm
Max,
sorry, man.
what's up, man?
Special guest, none other than the man.
Join the stream, Max.
Maximus, we would love to talk to you, buddy. You're on my phone.
Buddy, I want to know your thoughts on the Cleveland Browns this year. I know they're the Dogs. I know you're not the biggest fan of the Dogs.
I know you might not be the biggest Browns fan.
Right.
The dog pound scares you and whatever. I know you're old, but what are we feeling, man? How are you feeling on the Browns season? The preseason's over, Max.
You see yourself, Max?
That's you, bro.
That's you, Max.
That's you, dude. That is you, dude. All right.
He's a good guy.
I'll let you down, Bubba.
What a good guy.
Ahead. Sorry to interrupt your wandering.
He's patrolling the
He's
house.
like, let me back.
He's patrolling the house. What a good guy.
The preseason is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank God.
Which means regular season predictions.
Oh.
The preseason regular season predictions.
You know what we should do? We should read off the schedule and just like kind of go through the games.
That's what I was gonna do. We were
Okay.
gonna go. I was gonna do. We were gonna do a schedule
Good
prediction.
idea. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a schedule prediction.
Are you on the schedule?
I can be in 20 seconds.
Excellent, excellent. Max, you were just such a good guest, man. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
on the
Max,
show.
we appreciate you going on the show. Everybody, pipe it up for Max. He's just looking at us like we're crazy, but
I don't know what you're
yeah,
saying.
he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Good boy,
All right,
Max.
I got
Good
the
boy.
schedule locked up here, and so we are gonna do our predictions for the Cleveland Browns record as a show. This is a collective. This is us. We have to agree.
I agree.
We have to agree.
I agree.
We must agree on what the final decision is.
All right.
And so that brings us into the most notorious game number one.
Game number one.
The Dallas Cowboys.
America's game of the week, 4 o'clock.
Yes, Tom Brady's first ever broadcast.
Yes.
You get the Browns versus the Cowboys. It's at home, 4:25 p.m.
Come on up, buddy.
What do we got going?
Come on up, buddy. I would say.
Max is just gonna chill with us for the rest of the show.
Love it, Max. But anyways, what am I thinking for that game?
What are you thinking about, boy?
Hey, Max.
What you got? What's your
The main thing that this all comes down to is exactly how Mr. Deshaun Watson's going to play. I personally, looking back to last season,
Listen, we have to assume that this is top-notch Deshaun Watson.
So one big thing that I saw this week that really caught my attention, cornerback for the Cowboys, Deron Bland, is out for the next 6 weeks.
Ooh.
So he will not be there for game one. Trevon Diggs is coming off of a season-ending injury. He'll probably be pretty good, but I personally think with the way that Dallas's defense is set up, they're very front-heavy. D-line's loaded, and their linebacker core is pretty legit. Their safeties and their cornerbacks, not too thin, but a little thin for my liking, and I think that might be a prime position for Deshaun to really put on a show week one. They need to take the top off. I know we saw a lot of plays last night where they were throwing it deep downfield. Obviously, we saw the one play there with Jamari Thrash, the rookie out of Houston, and who was it? DTR, I believe, was in that quarterback. They connected on a huge, it was like a 50, 60-yard passing touchdown. Jamari caught it like over his shoulder. Great play there. Need to see more of that. Take the top off. Let's see these guys really kind of mix things up. I think if you're able to get Jerome Ford involved in the running game and the passing game early on, they'll start to mix things up, and I think that'll catch the defense off guard early on in the game. And I don't think they'll be able to pick up. As long as we can put up at least a touchdown or two, get up by 2 scores on them, keep the lead comfortable, and let that defense really show why they're the top in the league, I think we'll be just fine week 1.
Yeah, I think week 1's a wrap. I think we win week 1.
I do too. I do too.
I think we come out of week 1 victorious. I think the offense and defensive side of the ball, I don't see a place where I think the Cowboys are better than us.
Right.
And for that reason, I just think all around, I think that we're the better team and we should win that game. So week 1, I agree, that is a W. So 1-0. That brings us to week 2. In Jacksonville at 1 p.m.
I think that's a W.
I think that's about the same as last year.
Yeah.
The team hasn't really gotten any better or worse.
It'll probably be a competitive game, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to win that one, especially in Jacksonville. Weather's usually nice when we're down there.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be a good time for us. I think so.
I got a victory on that one.
Yep, me as well.
Week 3, at home versus the New York Giants.
Dude,
1 p.m.
They are setting Deshaun Watson up for success. If he can just do his job, the first couple games are like, dude, go in there, show us you can still ball out.
Get some momentum.
Get that momentum and get that confidence built. And, dude, you'll be chilling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, yeah, I agree. The week 3 is a W. The Giants, I mean, I don't really, there's not much to talk about on that.
Yeah, I mean, Giants are a sneaky team, not so much in the sense of, like, putting up a lot of touchdowns or a high score, but they'll definitely hold you, and they'll definitely keep it competitive, especially with Brian Dable as the head coach over there. It all depends on how the offense plays. I know they just got they got Malik Neighbors.
Yes.
So that's another LSU product that's going to take the top off of a lot of defenses. So we'll see if Daniel Jones can heal up, and I'm counting that as a win, though.
Yeah.
3-0 Browns.
Yeah. Then you come into an away game. You go into 3 straight away games. The first one being against the Raiders.
Raiders in
at
Vegas.
At 4:25 in Vegas.
Love it.
I got another win.
Me too.
I don't even know who their quarterback's going to be.
Actually, it was announced Gardner Minshew, who gave us issues
in
son
Indianapolis. Of a bitch!
Yep.
The Raiders beat us week 4 in overtime. I'm kidding. I think we still beat them. I think we still beat them, but fuck, I hate that now.
I like playing in Vegas, though. I think that gives us a little bit of advantage.
That's cool.
I don't necessarily want to go out there at this time in the year because it's still nice here. I'd like to play them at home. I'm also kind of a Raiders fan.
And that's the problem with this schedule is you only really get 2 home games this year in the good times, and then you have 1 home game September 22nd, and then your next home game is October 20th.
Oh my gosh, Max, you're shedding all
over
me.
Yeah, he'll shed all over you, buddy. He is going to shed all over you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're cooked.
That's all right.
But yeah, so not a lot of home games during the prime time to be at a home game. I mean, October's not that bad, but it's late October, so. But Raiders, I got a W on the screens there.
See that, Max? Raiders,
which brings us to week number 5.
4-0.
Commanders in Washington, in D.C. Another W. Another boring team.
5, dude. See, and this isn't even like Browns bias.
I'm not even
like,
trying
legit.
to be biased.
Yeah.
They should start this year 5-0, with the only question mark being how they come out week 1 against Dallas.
Exactly. I agree.
That's it.
We could totally start the season 0-1 based on some dumb
like
performance, but
we're talking 5-1 borderline, or 5-0 to borderline 4-1.
4-1.
But
yeah.
I'm saying we should be 5-0.
Yep, I agree.
And that brings us into the next week, week 6, in Philly against the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's where our gauntlet starts.
This is where the gauntlet begins, ladies and gentlemen, and I really mean that because it doesn't get any better. Well,
doesn't get any better.
Depends. But
Sort of.
Eagles. Now this is the first game that I sit here and I go, I don't like that it's in Philly.
Yeah, I agree.
They have a good team. They
Almost
have
played them in Brazil.
They have Saquon.
Yeah.
I know. That would have been awesome.
I almost ended up in Brazil.
That would have been awesome. But you got. This is the only game that I'll say. Since it's in Philly, I mean, they got a lot of weapons, and that's the problem. Their offense is really solid. They have Saquon now.
Yep.
Which takes the load off of their wide receivers and throwing game. Yeah, it's a scary team. It's a scary team, and if Jalen Hurts can kind of tap back into his Super Bowl potential, I think that's a game that if you're a Browns fan, you might have to swallow the hard pill on that one.
I agree.
I don't know how you think about it, but I agree. I would chalk that one up as a loss.
I could see us losing to the Eagles.
If it was at home, it's a different story. Mm-hmm. It being in Philly's a tough place to play football. So
and at that point in the season, it's already October. Changing the season.
It's getting a little cold.
Could catch him on a crisp day.
Yeah, 100%.
You never know, man.
Brings you into your next game. By the way, you now go after 3 games on the road. You have 3 games at home in a row.
Ooh, there we go.
So game number 1 is the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Kentucky Bengals.
W, because we don't lose to them.
Nope.
We don't lose to Joe Burrow.
We don't lose to Burrow.
And that's all I'll say about it. They want to call us fucking elves. So, which brings you into your next game. The game that I think you win. Also, the Ravens. At home.
At home, yeah. You know what?
You win at home.
And you know what? Hopefully we get
We always do this with them.
We
do. We always split with them. Every fucking time.
I don't know. I mean, I do enjoy winning at home, but it is nice beating them in Baltimore. Especially in the fashion that we did last season. But with Baltimore, it's interesting because we haven't seen a true Watson and Lamar Jackson battle yet in the Browns-Ravens era.
You wouldn't call that first game
I mean, I guess.
Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson battle?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen like a true Deshaun. I mean, that one was good, obviously, and Watson ended the season or ended the game on what was it, 13 to 14 or 14 to 15, something like that.
13 to 14 in the last 2 drives or whatever.
That was a really good game. Gosh, maybe that was the game. I could have swore we still hadn't seen one yet, but I do believe Lamar played in that one as well.
Yeah, he did. No, that was a fantastic game. Lamar threw that interception to Greg Newsome.
That's right. That got batted down.
Yeah, that really switched the momentum.
Yep.
But yeah, I think you win at home.
I agree.
I think you win at home. The next game is another interesting game. Harbaugh comes into town and you play the Chargers at home, which is week number 9. For those who were wondering, week 9. The Chargers. I mean, you saw such a bad version of the Chargers last year that I feel like it almost alters how you really feel about them. Because I don't think they're as bad as I want to think that they are because of how bad last year was. But I think you should win this game. I don't think a head coach changes that much of a team to a degree.
Well, I just think it's really interesting that Harbaugh's coming back to Ohio.
Yeah, in Cleveland.
Dude, they're going to boo the crap.
They're going to boo the living fuck out of that guy. They are going to boo the living fuck out of
Max,
that guy.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to laugh so hard. I laughed right in his face. Max, it's all right, buddy. You just shed all over me, and you're like, all right, deuces.
Yeah, sorry, Bubba.
All right. But anyways, I like that.
What? The effect?
Yeah, I like it.
It's funny.
I was going to say, wait, did you just change it? But anyways, yeah, I think that kind of hits our midpoint in the season there. What was it? So 2 losses now at that point? One loss?
One, technically,
One loss.
if we count the Cowboys as a win.
So, like we said, we'll split that series. So we'll get to the Ravens game, but
yeah,
we'll probably chalk up a loss.
Right now, going into the bye week, we have them 9-1.
Wow. Watch us lead.
With a potential 8 9-1, 8-2, depending.
If they play as good as they are
If they play Browns football, they should be.
Yep, I agree. 1 or 2 losses, that's all I can say at that point.
You have a Week 10 bye. We have a Week 10 bye. You have a Week 10 bye. So that's a good little halfway bye little right there. That's kind of a typical bye week.
I like that. Usually we get them early.
Yeah. And so now you go into a very interesting back half of the season. And the reason I say that is because Week 1, you go to New Orleans to play the Saints.
That's tough. Always tough.
The Saints they always play us so tough. If you remember, Andy Dalton came and beat us in a frozen bowl.
The frozen tundra.
Yeah, when Deshaun Watson was just trying to get back into the swing of things. I think they win that game, but the Saints is a weird game that the Browns could very easily lose.
You think?
Yeah. There's always that game. Every team has that game.
I agree.
And I really think it's going to be the Saints because, like, this year, it's really set up to be the Saints. Because other than that, I mean, all the other teams either could beat you just because of they're talented.
Right.
Or, I mean, the Broncos games are always just good. So
Broncos games are always really good.
yeah, the Broncos games always kill. That's why they always rock.
Yep.
So, but all right, so Saints will win, which brings you into your first Steelers game.
Ooh, a late Steelers game. All right.
Week 12 is your first Steelers game. It is a Thursday night game at 8:15.
W.
At home.
Thursday night game.
W.
W.
That's a W.
Anywho.
Yeah, that's a W. So, yeah. That brings you into a Monday night game against Denver, in Denver.
Monday night football.
Yeah, in the Mile High.
Holy crap, dude.
In
That
the
might
Mile High.
That might be tough. Watch Bo Nix show up and be
Bo
dotting
Nix,
us up.
Bo Nix for deep. It's gone! Touchdown!
Oh my god. You're gonna blow my ears out. Jerry Jeudy redemption game in Denver. He's gonna have 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
W, the Jerry Jeudy redemption game
W.
goes to the Browns. W, mark it up. And then that brings you into...
Whoa. What are we at now?
Oh.
Record-wise.
I
mean, are we 13, 12 and 1?
12 and 1. Oh, well, now... No. 13 and 1. Because... No, 12 and 1. You're going into week 14.
Yep. Got a bye week in there.
Week 14, you go to the Steelers.
Ooh.
So you play the Steelers, you play the Broncos, you play the Steelers.
That's tough, man.
Away. It is a typical Sunday 1 p.m. game. Nothing crazy about it.
In Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh.
I might have to go to that one. We should go to that one.
We should go to that one.
Yeah, we should.
Chat,
What day is that?
That is going to be November 8th.
We're going.
1 p.m. Yeah, we could go. We could go. I'm in. All right. We'll set up for that. We'll have to set something up for that. Chat, come with us.
Or even the Thursday night game would be really cool.
Which one?
Against Pittsburgh in Cleveland.
That would be fun.
That'd be a good one, too.
That's a good one. But this one, I mean,
I know you
it's
work
Pittsburgh.
on Fridays, but...
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I work on Fridays, too.
I wouldn't care.
Oh, I have my show on Thursdays. That sucks.
All right, well, then
sucks.
we'll be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we'll be in Pittsburgh.
But...
Anywho.
Steelers. You just don't know what version of the Steelers you're gonna get. Are they actually gonna be like good, or are they just gonna suck?
Right. I think we're gonna get the version of the Steelers that suck.
All right. Well, then we win both games of the Steelers series.
Give us a W.
Cause they fucking suck.
They fucking suck.
But anyway, that brings you into the most fun game of the season. Week
What's that?
15 against the Chiefs at home.
Ooh. L. W. L.
It's the Chiefs.
W.
I don't know. It's at home.
W.
which I like.
No chance, says Mr. Aaron Hunt.
Triple A Hunt says no chance to the Chiefs. He said no chance because I said we're gonna beat the Steelers twice. He's a
Browns
Steelers
losing
fan.
both. Oh,
Yeah,
now
he's
I
a
see.
yeah. All right, Mr. Jensen. Never mind. I thought you were talking about the Chiefs, and I thought you were making a good take, but your take is terrible. Your team is trash.
No, Aaron.
No, Aaron. No, Aaron. Your team isn't going to Steelers.
Both the Steelers.
Yeah. All right.
With who? With who?
Yeah. Who's the quarterback? Is it the running back or is it the washed up one?
The guy that's in the Subway commercials? Mr.
Steelers country. Steelers country. Let's weld.
Who is this guy?
Steelers country. Let's weld.
Weld.
Like, what do we got going on? I'll take on your part.
L.
I hate chat. Chat, you guys are being mean.
Keep it going,
All right.
chat.
Anyway, we beat the Chiefs because fuck the Chiefs. I hate Taylor Swift. We beat the Bengals again in Cincinnati. Actually, you know what? No, yeah, we beat the Bengals in Cincinnati. Prime time, and we have 2 Thursday night games.
Oh.
That one's in Cincy. We're gonna have to go to that one too.
Dude, in Cincy?
Cincy?
That would be so crazy. What day is that?
November 19th. So maybe not. Literally that. Oh wait.
November 19th?
Wait, is that might be? Did we get a Thanksgiving game?
Thanksgiving is until the 26th.
No, the 26th is my birthday.
Yeah, which is right around Thanksgiving.
It's right around, yeah, but Thanksgiving also drops down once it hits my birthday. It drops all the way down to like the 19th or something stupid.
What? Who's reacting down there? Someone's reacting. Someone keeps clicking that button down there, that like button.
Yeah, you can spam that.
Really?
I don't know nothing about it. I'll be there. Who is this
I don't
guy?
know nothing about it.
Man.
Johnny.
Chat, be nice!
Johnny.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the calendar because I'm trying to really find that out now.
I guarantee you it's the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it probably is. What is it, the 19th?
19.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's on the 28th this year.
28th?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. So it's not Thanksgiving, so we're not that cool. But
Keep dropping those likes.
yeah, keep dropping those likes. It's cool. Dom's fixated on it,
I am.
obviously. So, but damn, I'm behind the curve. Behind the curve.
I like to see that.
Oh, they're spamming. Spam it. Spam it.
Anyways.
But yeah,
Next game.
Aaron, we'll go to Pittsburgh with you.
Aaron.
You can come with us. You're gonna go to Pittsburgh. We're gonna go to the game.
Yeah, Aaron.
That'll be
Join
fun.
us. Come on, man.
That'll be fun. All right, now let me get back to our schedule here because we're almost done.
We're almost done, yeah.
What are we doing on the Bengals Thursday night away game?
Oh, we're winning that.
Okay,
Yeah,
win.
we're winning
W. We've literally lost one game this season. We're the best team in the league. Dolphins at home. Miami
At
Dolphins
home.
at home Sunday night.
Dude, that could be a shootout.
Sunday night.
That could
at
be
home.
a shootout.
It sets the Dolphins always get themselves in shootouts
Yep.
every year, all
Yep.
the time. They win a lot of them though.
They do.
So that scares me a little bit because yeah, we should beat them, but that'll be a great easy. That's easy money. We're gonna go, Aaron. It'll be a great time. The Dolphins game, I mean, I want to say we win it. There's an emphasis on the Dolphins, Chiefs, and all the Ravens games, and then obviously that Eagles game that we
Yep.
said we lost, we could win.
Definitely.
But like, there's a lot of iffies here. But I mean, this team shouldn't lose more than 3-4 games this season.
There will be games that we do lose.
And that's what I'm
probably,
saying.
that we
That's why I
should
say 3 to
lose.
4
Right.
because we say 1 because I mean the Ravens away, so I
Right.
guess we say 2.
I could
'cause
totally
would-
see us losing on a field goal to like the Saints or something.
Yeah,
like
well, that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like there's gonna be one stupid game at
Right.
least that you lose,
Right.
but there's also gonna be one good game that you win.
Yeah.
That's what I find out. That's what I find. There's gonna be one game. So like whether it's we lose to the Saints but we win to the Eagles. Now I don't know.
And it's funny because we don't necessarily have any games, especially later on in the season, like we have been seeing in the past few years, where they're like those gimme games. Like last season we had the Cardinals like week 12 or 13 in November.
Yeah.
That was a great game to have at that point, and we really don't have many of those games throughout the season. We get all of our like easy matchups out of the way right away, pretty much. Not Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, Jaguars. I guess you could put there. Raiders. Who was the other team? I said Giants, Commanders, Raiders, Jags. Yeah, teams like that. Saints are a decent team.
Yeah.
Denver's a decent team, but that could be another team like that. That you don't want to say it's necessarily a easy win, but we don't have many of those games where you can confidently say the Browns will win that. We have a lot of games where it's like, that's kind of a coin toss there. That's 50-50, especially with the Chiefs coming to town. That'll be tough. The Chiefs play well on the road, especially against the AFC North. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But at this point, like we said, one loss in our predictions, couple losses here and there.
Two, I say,
to be fair,
I say our final prediction is I like 14-3.
And I like 13-4.
I like 13-4. I'll agree with that. I'll take it.
12-5.
I'll take 13-4 because really, looking through these games, there's not more than 2 or 3 that we should lose. So
It's going to be an interesting team to face this year, and I could totally see them making a run as the Houston Texans. They're going to be tough, man. No, I don't want to see them.
Yeah,
in the
we
playoffs.
don't touch them all regular season,
Right.
thankfully. So
Right.
that's good, but.
I'm just off the top of my head. I mean, just noticing the chat interaction we've had today. It's been really nice.
Oh, we had a great stream today, guys.
We did.
As the show kind of unwinds here, I do want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. We had a great live show.
Yes.
We're definitely gonna have to do this more often. We'll see how often we can do this. It's a good time always to sit here with Dom and talk about sports in the flesh. In the flesh, instead of being over the screen.
Of course.
Let's Dom get a little bit more personal with the stream and the chat as well. So
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. The stream isn't necessarily over at the second, but we love all the support. Chat's been great. We've had a lot of good questions today, a lot of good debates.
Yes.
We always appreciate that. We always appreciate the good content.
Thanks again, Elliot, for the sub.
Yes, appreciate Elliot for the sub. Everybody who likes and subscribes every show. We got another comment. Let me look so I can see it.
That's a loaded question.
Should I get
Johnny.
Sunday ticket or is there something better to use? Johnny, if you want my personal opinion, you watch the Browns games. You pick like one other game that you want to watch, and you just put that fucker on Stream East.
I agree. It's just tough because Sunday ticket's so expensive.
It's so expensive that it literally got sued. They literally got sued because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not.
I would try to find any other way to watch the games than getting.
I'm telling you, Jay.
For Sunday ticket.
Jay, I'm telling you. Stream East might be your spot to go.
And it lags a lot, but you.
And sometimes.
It does. Sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Otherwise, I want to watch all the games. Well, like Red Zone's really nice for that kind of.
Yeah,
purpose,
well, if you want to watch all the games, then just get Red Zone.
Or get like the NFL Network, and you can.
Yeah, because you can
individually get those things like Red Zone, where especially for fantasy purposes, you get to watch all the games happening at once, see what team's in the red zone, what team's about to score, this, that, and whatever.
Yeah, Red Zone would be a good.
And I don't think you have to have Sunday ticket to get that package. I think you can get it on its own. I'm not too sure, but
Jay, you can get Red Zone through Armstrong. Like, you can literally just add it as a channel.
Yep, that's what it is.
So you have to pay whatever it is, but it's only for the certain amount of months that you have it, and then you just get rid of it.
Right. It'll be much cheaper.
And it'll be way much cheaper than purchasing some $1,000 fucking service that's just dog shit. So I would say that either Stream East if you're okay watching a game. I mean, to be fair, you can multitask multiple games. You can Stream East NFL Red Zone.
Yes.
You can literally Stream East the Red Zone broadcast. So To be fair, if you really wanted to watch all the games and you didn't want to pay a dime, you could literally just stream East it. But I obviously have I use my brother's YouTube TV. Shout out to Chris.
Shout out Chris.
I don't even think he knows that I still have it. Shout out to Chris. Please let me keep it.
Don't log him out.
Don't log me out, Chris. We love you. But you got anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to add? We're getting to that time.
Nothing else, really. I was just going to say, if chat doesn't have any other questions.
No, chat, we appreciate you guys again. It's been a great show. We are definitely going to do this way more often.
Oh,
This is way fun.
This
a lot
is
of fun.
Much more fun.
A lot of fun. Like to be here, like to talk to you guys. We'll definitely change. We'll have to mess around with how the setup looks, and we'll get some more decor. I got a flag that I want to hang up and stuff. We'll see how it all works out, but we appreciate you guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Go follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Do you want to put the socials up there?
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me go ahead and spam you guys the social medias. I'm gonna change this page up because I don't like it. But the Daily DAWG Show, obviously, it's spelled the same way on everything except TikTok. There's a 6 at the end of it because TikTok fucking sucks.
Yep.
AA Hunt 2 underscores is my Instagram. Dominic underscore Pagura is the Instagram for the other boy. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the love. But other than that, it has been real. We appreciate you guys for sticking through the first live show. Don't forget, comment, suggestions, questions, anything. We got another show again. It'll be on Wednesday. Wednesday's usually 8 o'clock.
About 8:30.
8:30. It's about the same time as this one.
Yep.
We love you guys. Thank you for letting us talk some Cleveland sports with you guys. Thank you for letting us be your night show for Cleveland sports. Until next time, we will see you guys soon. Pieces.
Deuce.
Doses.